Hey, welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura, and I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid, roles could be reversed. Always interpret the message as it best resonates with you. If you're new to my channel, know that I like to go in deep. So I like to look at everything, which includes that I look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play out as karmic themes within your experiences. We actually focus more on those aspects than really anything else because I consider this channel more of a healing style channel. And how do we heal? Well, we heal through seeing a different perception of our situation and integrating the spiritual lesson. All right. Now, if you don't understand, just follow along and you will. And if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always on the first card that I pulled out. And it is the underlining energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. A lot of times lately, I've been pulling two cards because when you do readings every day, the energy doesn't really change that much. Sometimes it does if the reading's for somebody else, but if the theme, a lot of times we notice is that you see a theme happening, and the theme is actually playing out in all different ways. And because there's many different realities that play out at one time, many of you are going through the same exact experience, but are going through it differently. So you'll all get a different outcome. So the whole idea and principle to healing is to be able to see everything from a place of unconditional love through a place of the highest frequency. And that is really your natural energy, like your energy that you're born with is of unconditional love. We're born into families and societies that distort what we see, and then we form our behaviorisms due to those experiences. So healing is again all about restoring yourself back to a place of unconditional love. All right, now let's just see. Again, the word of the video is going to be hostility. Hostility. I feel like someone's getting really impatient, really impatient. And I feel like they were supposed to be out of a situation by now. I'm feeling like, you know, the longer that they spend separate from you, the more like I feel like moody they become because they already know that. I feel like that you were dealing with someone that played a lot of games and played a lot of games because they didn't really know what they wanted. And mainly it was because they were still attached to somebody else. And yes, they were on their way out and there was no more feelings. However, when you really finalize something and you really go through the experience, it's a lot different than just theoretically. So in this person's mind, when they met you, they were like, I'm out and I don't have any feelings. And I feel like that was true. But then what happened is they felt nostalgia, they felt bad. And though I don't feel like this person stayed in that whatever that they had, it was over. It was like really the final part of this ending in their connection, like the grieving part. But they felt like they couldn't just go back into another relationship. So they took time. And I feel like they took a lot of time. And so there's a sense that now it's almost like they feel as if they took too much time because as the days go by. Now I feel also like this person feels like you are going to be hostile towards them because again, this person, you know, made it like they were single when they weren't 100% single. In their mind, again, when they met you, I think from a psychological standpoint, they were just emotionally, this person hadn't dealt with a lot of stuff. So the end of that. And I think it's also because this person, whoever they were connected to, responded, not like no one's ever happy at the end of a relationship, but there was a little bit bitterness, a sadness, there's guilt, there's a lot of other mixed emotions. And I think that that person also made them feel like, this is your fault that it didn't work out. And, a lot of lot of anger, even though both parties were ready for it to end. Just feel like towards the very end, there was a lot of emotion that came up for the both of this, your person and their karmic, and that they weren't expecting to feel. And so again, they feel like you're going to be hostile because they took their time. And also like there, it seems like almost like they put that person before you. Um, because this person, your person didn't really give you a choice. And I feel like they met you, they fell for you. However, like I said, they weren't 100% out of their situation. They in their mind they were, but again, they weren't fully out. Um, and that happens a lot of times, like I said, when we feel like we're not really, like that we're over something, not until you really go through it do you really know what you feel, especially when there's a lot of anger and a lot of, memories. And then there was a lot of good times too. There's a lot of suppressed emotions that you don't even know what you feel. And I feel like your person's not exactly the most emotionally intelligent. So they didn't really want to share and they didn't really know how to express their feelings without maybe having you feel as if they still had feelings for someone else. So they just felt like they would, you know, take the chance on doing what they wanted to do in letting go of this connection. And like if you got upset, kind of like, well, I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it later. And so I feel like a lot of time has passed by and this person has found themselves continuing to procrastinate to come to you. And I don't feel like it's because they don't have feelings. I feel like they have a lot of anxiety about getting into another relationship. So there's almost like a sense that this person is sabotaging the connection. And I feel like they have hostility because they also feel like on a level you and this person are very connected. So they can feel you and they can feel like you're like, what the hell are you doing? Like you just forgot about me. And on another level, they're like, well, what the hell are you rushing me for? It's like I'm coming to you when I come to you. So there's like a little bit of like them being anxious because of the fact that they feel that you're like hostile because they put somebody before you. That's the underlining energy. And so now on a deeper level, like your connection to this person somehow is to clear family karma. Now, it's again, that doesn't mean that they're your twin flame. It doesn't mean, again, it just means that they've come in to your life to clear some sort of family karma, which is usually a behaviorism that um, a core belief that has a sabotaging behaviorism connected to it. And I feel like vice versa. So that would be a soulmate, not even and that's a person that comes in for a day, a season, and or a lifetime. There's no like, length of time.
From TikTok,
Whoop.
Shop Mixney from your contacts is on TikTok.
All right. So I don't know why again, like, but we're gonna see why. I've never been called to like pull from that deck before in that way. So we'll see how it all ties in. Guilty. So again, this person, I feel like, so their thing is that they were guilty, felt guilty for lying and for cheating. And that they felt that they needed to like give the karmic time. I do feel like this person has like commitment issues though. And I don't feel like they were good to the person that they were with. But they had spent a long time with that person where that person had tried, given a lot in that connection. Rocky. So it's been like the entire relationship with them has been rocky. And I feel like now it's going to be rocky with you too, because this person never seems to end one relationship clean. They start another relationship before they're fully closed the last relationship. And because there's always a sense that they're getting in their own way, doing things that they know that are gonna sabotage the relationship. I just feel like that's why this person is a little exhausted at this point. It's like, the entire whole relationship was rocky because they never really 100% wanted to be there. And then on top of it, now that it was like it was ending, there was also a lot of emotional turbulence due to the fact of how much the karmic felt that they gave to the relationship and didn't get back in return. And also a lot of anxiety of now what, I believe, for the karmic. So, your person feels really guilty about that. Yeah, there's a sense of, again, also them. I just feel like they need to heal. It's again, see that like you are hurting emotionally right now. You need time to heal before you jump in again. And they know that. That's why I'm saying, because even though they didn't have feelings like love feelings for this person, they do empathize for this person because they feel bad. They know that this connection should have ended a long time ago. Um, and so, like I said, they're taking on a lot of the guilt, the karmic's guilt. So they're like, oh, I'm gonna get back into another relationship. It's almost like I feel this person being like exhausted thinking about it. They feel like they need to take take the time to grieve. Got that twice. And that's because again that what it is it's like emotionally they feel like that it's coming out in other ways. Like at work, they're very short. Like I said, they're very hostile right now. And it's mainly because things are like, it's the end of one connection and starting of another. There's, sadness, but then there's also anxiety with the starting, and that this person just feels like they're drowning in their thoughts and their emotions. So I feel like that's pretty much where they are now. When you've dealt with them in the past too, like there were triggers. I'm feeling like this situation didn't really end on the best of terms either, and that's another reason why your person's getting like the anxiety, because they know that they owe you an apology. They know you're waiting for an apology, and they're a little bit angry over that. I'm not gonna lie, because it's like, all right, already, like that, this person tends to not be emotionally intelligent, and that means not pay attention to other people's emotions. And kind of like, I feel like this person feels you're so strong that you don't need the support. And there's a sense that, that's the thing that I feel like makes you mad. Again, that the karmic is here. It is. This person is like doubting and fixing like everything for that person, but they're not. They're ignoring the relationship that they're having with you. And I feel like they know that's they know that's why they're getting hostile, because they're like, I know, but I'm in this situation and you should like have a little empathy for me for what I'm going through. And I feel like you're like, just like, nope. Like that's it. Like again, that's what I'm saying. You've had enough. You've had enough. It's like enough. It's like how much are you going to be there? You're going to be there so much if the loyalty is going to that person, and it's not fair. But I feel like it's a way that they're like procrastinated. And I do feel like it's enough of them, like even if they finally moved out, they're still not giving you enough time, attention, and it's because they're still healing and they're trying to like jump in another relationship before they're fully like processed, because again, you're hostile over the fact that they haven't been there for you. They haven't, and like it's now this wouldn't have happened, I believe, if there was communication. There wasn't communication because your person didn't really know how to explain. Again, they told you they were out of the connection. So now they're going to come back to you and say that they're not out of the connection. They knew that you were going to read into it like they had feelings, when they're like, I don't have feelings, but I have feelings in the way that I don't want to see this person suffer. I don't want to feel like I ruined this person's life, which of course they feel like the karmic was making them feel like, you know, they ruined their life. Karmic put a lot of time and energy into the relationship. They knew the whole time that they weren't getting emotionally, but I feel like they always thought that they could change this person, your person. So it's again, your person feels like a loyalty because of how much that person gave. Lies. And so again, it's like you're feeling as if this person like is lying, but they're not. It's like I feel like they really don't have feelings. But in the fact that they were like again not fully done with that connection is a big lie in your view, because I feel like you're like you were just trying to keep your foot in the door so that I couldn't move on, while you took your sweet ass time and to getting what you want, like how like, and you're like really mad. You're like feel like you're really mad, and in that that's making this person again like have a lot of anxiety. And yes, then getting hostile, and getting short with people because what they're realizing is they're realizing how they played it. They realize that, again, they gave the karmic everything. And if they think that the karmic doesn't know what they do, well, I think they finally caught on. But it's taken like almost like they feel like, this relationship with you and them is probably not going to work out now, because they procrastinated, they gave a lot of time, and they didn't care what you were going through. They didn't look at you as a person. And as I said, I believe that the karmic knew. It's like, well, if you're not with them, you're going to be with me. You're going to be with somebody. Why isn't that your person with you? There was somebody else. So, like you said, the karmic really tried to make this connection work for a really long time, and it didn't work. So it's almost a sense of, oh, you're going to move on and be happy without me. Oh, how are we going to get by if they have children? Like making them feel guilty, making a bit like acting like they're a damsel in distress, acting like, which used to like feed this person's ego, and they would stick around. But at this point you're like almost like on the side, like I don't care how strong I am, you put someone ahead of me. The loyalty was with someone else, and this is what this person knows. So there's a sense of a lot of anxiety on their part because they were never looking at it through your eyes, and they weren't really building a strong emotional connection to you because that karmic was there too. So again, the loyalty went to somebody else, but there was a sense that, this person was holding you up. There's a sense of, yeah, you didn't want me to move forward, but you're gonna sit there and nurture somebody else, like almost like now I feel like this person knows, like they said, that you're pissed. That you're pissed. Like all these again, like illusion, like it's again the illusion, like that I feel like you feel like this person like didn't really care about you, like it cares more about like somebody else, and that you do care about what it looks like. It is even though you know that it's not real, you know what that karmic knows what it looks like, and that pisses you off too, because you're like, well, you know, you sit there and you gaslight me in order to make me feel bad over someone that you claim that you don't really care about. So it's again, it's not necessarily what they did. I mean, it's not necessarily like, yeah, what they did is how they did it, is what, like, why they did it is what I'm trying to say. It's the fact that instead of coming clean and saying, hey, listen, I'm on my way out of a connection and I don't really know how long that this is going to take. Like, but I really don't have feelings for this person. And, I'm not going to not talk to you at all, but, let's check in with each other once or twice a week until like I'm done with this. They didn't allow you to do that because they didn't want you to meet somebody else. This is what I see. They created the illusion that they were free. They gaslit you to believe that they were free from that. And that's what makes you mad, because you're like, oh, you're very controlling. You're extremely controlling. And you don't care, like, you know what it looks like. Again, the illusion of what that karmic made it look like. And then also what you perceive that it looks like. So, but your person really wasn't looking at it from that perception. So I'm kind of feeling like this is why they're drowning. Yeah, I feel like it's the X factor, right? And the X factor is that to me. Feel like when you try to ask this person questions about their like connection, after a while, because the time was going by for a long time, they just didn't tell you anything. And then if you push too hard, they would again shut you down, because it was almost like they never took into consideration the healing process. There was so much anger and bitterness and wanting to be free for so long, that when the time actually happened, I believe that karmic like showed like broke down, had like a lot of expressed a lot of feelings like that were extremely difficult for your person to deal with, because they were like, they ignored this person's feelings for like the entire course of the relationship, it feels like. It's not like the karmic just woke up one day realizing that they weren't getting enough. That when you're not getting enough. You lie to yourself. You put in more effort. You do a lot of things. And I believe that the karmic exuded a lot of energy in trying to like keep something together that died a long time ago. And like you said, your person was like, it died a long time ago. I'm not going to feel anything. Well, like I said, it's one thing in the mind, and it's another thing to really go through a situation and emotionally feel those feelings, and have to process them, and then say, well, I'm going to get back into another relationship. This person's like, I'm exhausted. I can't, like, I'm emotionally exhausted. We need to wait for divine timing. Time is healing our wounds and creating the perfect conditions for our reunion. So this person believes that, like, again, that this is a spiritual connection. So the divine's already at hand. I don't really know if they believe that the divine is actually at hand and it's a spiritual connection, but they feel like if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And that it's not the right time, and it's not the right time because I'm not ready. Yes, the way that I handled this was not right or fair to you. And it's not. So there's a part of you that needs to ask yourself, is the person worth keeping? Or is your ego going to get in the way and be like, no, like it's not, like I don't want to forgive you because you were there for someone else. It almost comes down to that. You think I'm not listening to you, but I am. I hear everything that you say and even replay our conversations in my head. This person just doesn't emotionally um connect. Like they connect to you on an emotional level. Yes, they do from a spiritual level. But I mean, to articulate and be vulnerable, this person does not know how to communicate like that. It's like where they can be vulnerable, where they feel safe in a relationship. So it's like almost like they listen, but you don't really get that much feedback, where you get like you don't really still know what they feel or think. Please don't give up on me. I'm trying to change, but it takes time. And I feel like, again, this um connection that they were in prior was a very codependent relationship. One, because no one stays in a connection for that long that there is no real love. That we stay for convenience, we stay for financial reasons, we stay for a lot of different reasons. And so, um, like your person feels guilty and I feel like felt responsible, was manipulated over time. As much as the karmic gave, they also reminded them how much they gave and what they did and made and really cemented their life into this person's life and trying to make the connection work for a long time. After it didn't work, they had time that the relationship worked, but the relationship was over, but the person never really had the heart to like do what they needed to do 100%. And I think the karmic was like, well, you'll always meet people and you might have a one night stand, but you'll always keep me. So there was a sense of like almost like this unrealistic like agreement that the karmic believed that they had with your person, which, you know, no one would want that. I'm tired of being away from you physically. I'm trying to process my fear so I can come back to you. So it's again, this person like knows that they're gonna have to come back and like explain themselves. And I feel like everything that they try to avoid doing, which is be vulnerable, tell you again what the situation is. Um, they're gonna have to do it. They're gonna have to become transparent in this connection. Um, I do believe when we are clearing some family karma, there's, like I said, spiritual lessons that need to be healed. So a lot of times we can see what they are. Now, sometimes this person just comes into your life to awaken those wounds, sometimes so that you can heal and process them yourself. While other times this person can come in to also help you heal them. We might be like, by how? Well, by letting this person be vulnerable, by forgiving, by a lot of different ways. Like, I mean, by integrating a higher consciousness of unconditional love. So again, whether that's going to be letting this person be transparent and vulnerable. And so again, to be emotionally strong enough for the both of you to be able to to trust after this person like had lied after they explained, hey, listen, I had feelings for you and I never thought, to sit there and explain their what has happened. If it's something of unconditional love, you may be mad at how this person did what they did, but nevertheless, it's like you wouldn't be able to like tell them, forget about it. You wouldn't be able to do that. Wouldn't be able to take a hike. Now, if they had, carried on a full-fledged relationship with this person and they said, hey, listen, I'm out of the relationship, then I could see it, but that's not what was happening here. It's like this person was on their way out. That karmic again created like a lot, like broke down emotionally, made them feel guilty, then your person felt nostalgia of the good times, that there was good times, and then felt guilty, and then the thought of jumping into another relationship, I think, exhausted them. So they took the extra time to pretty much again heal that connection as well as take time for themselves. Because they don't want to like leave and have, I guess, the karmic hate them, even though I think the karmic's going to do whatever. Again, so we ask, again, the hostility. Like it's almost like your person lived in an environment where there was so much hostility going on because, the relationship ended a long time ago. But like I said, it's one thing to know that a situation's over, it's another to go through it. And so the actual going through it was what this person was not emotionally expecting. What am I looking for? I'm looking for, want to know why you attracted this person into your life. I have to find, there they are. My inner child cards. I'm like, I want to see like why, because then we can understand if it what clearing family karma would you need to clear with this person? How is this person involved in your clearing of the family karma, and what is it? It's confusion. I'm gonna see. Magic. Sing. Outdoors and nature. Well, I feel like, believe it or not, you found some of your gifts like with this person. So we asked spirit, like, what does it mean? And what I see is you grew up in an environment where um how love was expressed to you was confusing. Like again, usually if a mother loves you, they're doting, they act motherly. Maybe your mother didn't act motherly. Again, that she gave you tough love, and that was confusing to you because you're like, I don't know, really know whether this person like loves me or not, or and so I feel like the message for you somehow was that love was, it was confusing because relationships were confusing because as a child, you grew up in an environment where the people were not, I feel, weren't emotionally intelligent. You didn't have a dad that was really emotional where he expressed his emotions to you. And I believe that mom, a lot of times when, moms are married to men that aren't emotionally open or vice versa, then one parent emotionally isn't getting what they want. So they're usually hostile. And so if you're dealing with a parent that's always hostile, it is confusing because it's like, did I do something wrong? Did it like why are you disapproving of me? So I feel like that was the trauma, but I believe that it's brought you as a child, you escaped through different ways. And partially, I believe, again, that's why, again, magic comes from that we all have magic inside of us. It's our gifts. So I just believe that you put your time and energy into yourself. And so you might do speaking, you might have a singing career, you might do something in the arts, um, something where again you have always been good at, but I feel like again you found your magic. You put your time because this person wasn't giving you time. They were trying to like console the karmic. They were trying to take time for themselves to heal. And what it did was it helped you connect to like outdoors in nature is the universe. Okay. It's the energy of God is what the universe is. So when you found your magic, that is really when you connect to your higher self, and the higher self is a God part of self. That's a supernatural part of yourself, where when we do something a lot, what we love, what we're passionate about, when we lose ourselves in what we love, that's the co-creation process. That when we're in the flow, when we are losing ourselves in what we love, and I feel like so whatever you were doing, but I feel like for some might be, hey, you found your spiritual gifts. Some of you are now like working and doing like this type of work. Others of you are speakers. Some of you are like influencers. So whatever it is, you found your magic and you found your voice. And you found your voice. It's not just sing as in, again, sing career, but you found your voice. But I do believe that some of you, again, took the time to put into yourself. And that's where you, again, connected to spirit. And I feel like in that, if you were there, you filled yourself, you're not going to be hostile when this person comes back, because it would be actually a divine time. It would be like where I feel like this person just, you know, like it comes back and it's the right time, and you're not, you've lost yourself in whatever you've been doing for the past few months while this person has been like tying up things like in their past life with this karmic, that you were putting it, like it said, all the energy into yourself, that it opened up a new life for you. So you would not really, you wouldn't be devastated. You won't be angry, so angry, because you have something to show for the time that you gave yourself the love, which I believe you were supposed to do during this time. I believe that you were supposed to work on your career and put the or some craft or something that you're really passionate about. You're supposed to put energy there to create yourself. And this person was putting time in, trying to end things amicably without like acquiring more karmic debt. Because I feel like, obviously it's the end of a situation for them. Whenever it's the end and it doesn't end well, it's never good. I feel like this person was trying to like resolve it, or end, like not resolve it, but end it without there being any, like I said, any more animosity. And so that's what was going on. So we have to ask the universe, what other energy can we pull in at this time, looking for my cards, that can help us to, balance out the energy for those of you that want to be in a connection with this person. Now, remember, it's a collective reading. So some of you guys are going to want to be with this person. Some of you guys are not. But I feel like if it's a genuine connection and the person comes back to you when they were honest and it's a real soul's connection, you're going to take this person back, or at least try. Maybe not take them back fully. You might like date them. Doesn't mean that they wouldn't have to prove themselves, but that you're going to be more willing to give them a second chance. We will pull in this story at the very end to see what the person does in this story. But like you said, it's not a predictionary type reading because it's that's not what we focus on, I should say. We're focusing on the blocks. And the blocks here is that this person went from one extreme to another, which is they ignored this person the whole time or didn't treat them well. Now that it ends, they feel guilty. And then now they're like reminiscing on the times and they just want it to end proper. Okay, being true. I am true to myself and others. I remove my mask and stop creating illusions. I have confidence in who I am and I reveal the good in me. I do not need to hide or prove anything. I replace shame with the power of love and truth. So I feel like it's just to be like, there's no real, it's to continue to be true to yourself. Like if this really bothers you, where this person like didn't take the time, then then don't take this person back or take them back with boundaries, because it's all about really being true to yourself. Even if you want to take this person back, even if they didn't treat you in the right way, that you need to be honest with yourself, because if you're not, the energy is going to bleed out into other areas of your life. And it's not like you'll attract someone better into your life if you have feelings for this person. So that's what Spirit's saying. So, part of being true to yourself is also, having compassion, forgiving, letting this person be vulnerable, letting this person, I mean, that's what unconditional love really is. That's replace shame with the power of love and truth. And so, that's what Spirit is just really saying like, well, you have to do what you're truthful with. And if you love this person, then don't be spiteful. Be true to yourself. Like, so some of you will and some of you won't. And that's what I felt. In this story, wow, like 10 million cards came out. So that's Spirit's way of saying again, some of you will and some of you won't. Okay, did we get them all? Okay, yes, we did. Let's just see. Let's just see. Okay, you know what? You like might give this person a chance. It's just they're not gonna like, you're not gonna let them back in right away. By the winter time, like this person, like I said, if they come back now, by the winter time, you would be like, okay, I'm ready to date you. But until then, you're like, you can get to know me. Like I'll date you, but not exclusively. I'm gonna take, so I feel like you're gonna find your middle ground. And by the winter, you're gonna know whether you really want to be with this person or not. There's a sense that you don't know. The cards don't know either. That's why it's saying, around winter, within 9 to 12 months, you'll be able to figure it out. That's how much time you're going to make this person contribute to you. But since they weren't here with you, I feel like that's what you're going to be like. You're going to be like, since you weren't here and you chose not to be here, you need to give me that time. There's also a sense that you're like, I don't want you coming back and just thinking that you're going to pick it up where you left off, or thinking that you just get that place at my dinner table when you didn't give me anything. You didn't contribute to me because you felt bad for somebody else. Like there's still a sense that you're like, this person's gonna, like, you'll take this person back because there is feelings, and because you did do something with the time. It's not like you were pining away for them. However, because they just didn't put you first, I feel like you're gonna make them work for it, but you have feelings for this person. And so, and I believe that they're gonna do it because they know that they should have been with you. Well, I'm going to leave that there, guys. You let me know whether you resonated. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.